I think our next item on our agenda, 4A, our process for becoming, this plugs right into David's issue about safely assuming these vacant offices of town constables and qualified electors. The agenda item 4 there shows documents that we've got that people that are inclined in a righteous direction and have the courage to stand up and start being counted as somebody that is a responsibly self-governing member of a responsibly self-governing community here. Maybe you're just the first one, but you're here, and you're a point of light in a sea of darkness here. And documents that if we get your signature on them, we can post on our web page here, and at that point you've got evidence to show that you are a qualified elector, or that you're a town constable, or that you're even a precinct level justice of the peace, judicial officer, precinct captain. And these documents are really good to shore up the position of any of us as individuals here. I've signed all 3 documents. They're on web pages that are available. I haven't included them in any of the agenda items here, but those documents with our signatures on them show that we are pledging to responsibly keep the peace in our own local communities. This is evidence. And the statutes of the de factos that govern these issues, they are foreign. That municipal jurisdiction is foreign to us. They don't purport to have authority to govern us. The wording of the statutes talks in terms of if somebody claiming to be a peace officer reasonably appears to be a peace officer, then judicial officers and everybody needs to recognize him as a peace officer. It's against Oregon statute to resist arrest by somebody that, quote, reasonably appears to be a peace officer, unquote. It's a separate crime if you resist arrest by a peace officer under Oregon statute. So when we comprehend that the statutes recognize all kinds of latitude for us to just jump into these vacant offices and start exercising them, well, this is a really splendid opportunity for us to start taking back the country at the grassroots level. The process of deciding who is a qualified elector and who is not, this is the dividing line between the kingdom of darkness and the kingdom of light. When we recognize each other as qualified electors, once any of us sign the qualified elector's oath, and then we've got other documents that we can point to from other qualified electors that affirm that me, Charles Stewart, or yourself, whoever you might be, is a qualified elector, then that's 2 witnesses. That's how lawful authority is established, is through your 2 witnesses. And if you've got the oath of office all signed in a document too, then I believe that your authority is, nobody can question your authority unless they are going to directly challenge your qualified elector status. And there's generally in this conference, I like to presume that everybody in attendance is a qualified elector, and just kind of go with the flow there and practicing like we've got all qualified electors. But obviously, there are some people in our Patriot movement that are not really qualified electors. If you all know about the COINTELPRO program of the FBI during the 50s and 60s and stuff, anti-Vietnam War protesters, the Black Panthers and things like that, were seeking to influence government in positive manners, and they were getting too much power. They were starting to really get grassroots empowerment, and the FBI, they lusted after power and control because they're basically a military type of operation that is intended to oppress the common people, just like the Roman Empire model of government. And so the FBI originated the COINTELPRO program to send in subversives to destroy the ability of the common people to responsibly self-govern and thereby gain a handle on the corrupted federal government. And that is still happening amongst us. I could name names, but there are at least a number of people that I have indicated before that I believe are not qualified electors. I think some of them are actively involved in purposefully subverting the movement here because they're doing things that are disharmonious with the supreme biblical laws. Like Gary was talking about earlier here, we need to be humble before the supreme design, the supreme architect of the universe, that he's got a model. It's set forth in Exodus 18 about the smaller communities building from the grassroots up. That's the godly, righteous, biblical model. And there's other people that hate that model. This is why it's not being practiced in America today, even though it's been part of our founding system since we were first started. So we've got COINTELPRO subversives, and those decisions need to be made in the local communities, or if we begin organizing by race and ethnic groups, or if we begin organizing ideologically like Democrats or Mormons or Catholics or whatever you want. There's alternative methods of organizing, but traditionally all of this was done locally, community by community. So anyway, there's a lot going on there. I should yield for comments or questions again here. I cover a lot, I know.